안녕하십니까. 뉴포초대석의 홍성구 기자입니다. 오늘 스튜디오에는요, 스와니 시장님을 모셨습니다. 스와니시 하면은 애틀랜타 북쪽에 있는 작은 도시인데요. 이곳이 한인들이 굉장히 많이 모여 사는 또 지역이기도 합니다. 그런데 이곳에서 시장을 지금 굉장히 오랫동안 하고 계시는 분이 나오셨고요. 저희 한인사회 행사에도 자주 얼굴을 보이시는 분이십니다. 지미 버넷 시장님 소개해드리겠습니다. Hello, sir.
Good morning.
Very good to have you here.
Well, thanks for inviting me.
So, would you briefly introduce for yourself to our audience?
Well, I'm Jimmy Burnette. I'm the mayor of Swanee. I've been serving for 7 years. Prior to that, I was 16 years on council. My dad served as a council member for 32 years prior to that. So it was kind of in my blood. It was time for me to step up and be involved. And so I grew up here in Swanee, went to North Gwinnett. My family grew up here, my wife, our 2 sons, and all lived in the area and went to Swanee Elementary and North Gwinnett High School. And now they're off in college, off and finished college, and they're having a life of their own. One lives in Florida and one lives in California. So we get to see them on occasion, but not very often. But thanks for having me here today, and look forward to an interview, and hopefully I can share some interesting information.
Oh, yes. Thank you very much. 여러분 들으신 것처럼 이제 스와니 시장이 되신 지 벌써 7년째 되셨고요. 그 전에는 16년을 그 시의원으로 활동을 하셨고, 사실은 버넷 시장님 아버님도 시의원으로 굉장히 오랫동안 봉사를 하셨던 경력이 있으시고요. 이분은 이 동네의 토박이라고 보시면 됩니다. 아주 어려서부터 계속 이 동네에서 사신 분이고, 제가 아까 인터뷰 전에 잠깐 얘기를 들어보니까 이 집안이 1850년대에 균해카운티에 왔대요. 그래서 굉장히 오랜 역사를 가지고 있는 토박이 집안이다라는 걸 좀 소개를 해드리고 싶고요. Actually, the city of Swanee is recognized as the best place to live, right? What do you think the essence element of city of Swanee?
Well, the essential element for the city of Swanee is planning. We've been planning since 1998 when I first came on council, and we've been able to manage the growth and development. It's allowed us for different housing types. With those options, we are able to age in place. We got parks, trails, art, community garden, our orchard, farmers market, safety, all provide for a great quality of life. And I think the planning is the essential part there. As we knew the growth was coming, we realized that we have to plan for it. We didn't want it to plan us, so we got down, got busy, and we've been planning since then.
Oh, I see.
So in some of the things we got, from those plans, we've learned that we wanted to expand the town center.
Yes.
Right now we have a big Solus development, which is a multi-use, mixed-use development there. So apartments, townhomes, retail, and so forth. Expanding down Buford Highway, and we're getting ready to redevelop Buford Highway also.
Yes.
And part of our planning, that we wanted a pedestrian-friendly highway that connected the old town and new town. We'll have 10-foot sidewalks, street trees, parallel parking, bike lanes, landscape medians, and 2 lanes of travel, and hopefully be a safe and pedestrian-friendly connection between our old historic part of the city and our new town center.
스와니시의 가장 큰 핵심 장점은 바로 기획, 플래닝이라고 합니다. 도시계획을 워낙에 신경을 써서 한다는 거고요. 새로운 기업이 들어오거나 새로운 커뮤니티가 만들어질 때 이 시가 계획하는 단계에서 굉장히 심혈을 기울인다, 이런 얘기를 주셨고요. 지금 앞으로 스와니시가 개발되고 있는 과정들, 현재 지금 진행 중인 것들 간단하게 소개를 해주셨는데, 몇 가지 소개된 내용들도 보면은 스와니시가 좀 더 체계적이고 좀 살기 좋은 환경을 갖게 하는데 지금 초점이 맞춰져 있는 것을 아실 수 있을 거고요.
지금 노아은행에 오셔서 다양한 금융 서비스를 누려보세요.
보다 빠르고 간단한 SBA론, 고객의 정보를 안전하게 지켜주는 믿음직한 알림 서비스, 쉽고 빠른 손안의 작은 은행, 모바일 뱅킹.
한인사회와 함께 성장해온 노아은행이 감사하는 마음으로 여러분을 모십니다.
좋은 사람들이 모여있는 좋은 은행,
노아은행.
Actually, some people says that our city hall just looks like the Justice League's headquarters.
Well, there is some truth to that. Back in when we decided we were going to build a city hall,
Yes.
We did a design competition and design build competition, I guess is the correct term.
Mm-hmm.
And we put out there with a budget. We wanted to be a LEED certified building, so it would be energy efficient and cost effective to run. And in that we wanted it to be an iconic building. Mm-hmm. And when we put it out to bid, this one company came up and they said they did some research, found out it was part of the train system that was put in 1871, and they did their research and they got to looking around and they found that it should somewhat resemble a rail station. Oh. So in their research they came up with this, and the interesting thing about it, yes, it does look like the League of Cities yes. and the Justice thing there, and it comes from there is an actual building that it is somewhat copied from. In Cincinnati, there's a train station that both the League of Cities and the city of Swanee are somewhat designed after. So there is a real building that is somewhat copied after. But we're very proud of it. It's served us well. We get a lot of comments on it. It's a very effective building. We've got planned growth in it. So, and it is truly iconic, you know, and we wanted the kids to be able to, once they looked at the city hall, they said, this is Swanee. Mm-hmm. Most of them look like your traditional city town halls and stuff. Right. So we're very proud of that.
Yes. And also the Swanee starts with the S, like Superman's S.
Absolutely.
Yeah. 그 스와니 시청이 저스티스 리그에 나오는 본부 건물하고 비슷하게 생겼다 이런 얘기를 많이 하는데, 지금 말씀을 듣고 보니까 원래 저스티스 리그에 나오는 본부 건물도 결국에는 기차 역사를 모양을 본떠서 만든 거였고, 스와니 시청도 마찬가지로 기차의 역사를 본떠서 만들었기 때문에 어떤 상징적인 상징성을 갖기 위해서 그렇게 만들다 보니까 좀 비슷하게 모양이 된 거다라는 이야기 주셨는데요. 다 연관성이 있는 거였군요. 네, 좋습니다. Otherwise, what is the most serious problem in Swanee?
I think the most serious problem is if we stop. You know, we're a progressive, dynamic city, yes. With a well-planned community. Mm-hmm. As development comes to Swanee, we need to be able to look at it, adjust, and be open to adopt plans, mm-hmm. make changes, and because if you're not growing, you're not growing. Right. So I think that is the largest challenge. You know, what's our next step? You know, we're trying to be a safe community with high quality of life, and you know, connected with our school systems and everything. It's a great place to live, and people want to come here to live. So we want to make sure that we're providing all we can to make that part of our you know, attractiveness. So to be a city where people want to live.
지금 가장 스와니시에서 문제가 되는 게 뭐가 있겠냐, 심각한 게 뭐냐 했더니 멈추는 거라고 그래서 깜짝 놀랐는데, 다른 게 아니라 지금 계속해서 개발하고 있고 계속해서 새로운 사람들이 오고 있고 발전해 가고 있는데, 이 동력이 멈춰서는 안 된다는 거죠. 이 발전하는 동력이 멈추면 그게 이제 문제가 됩니다. 발전하지 않는 것은 결국은 퇴보하는 것이기 때문에. 네, 아주 좋은 말씀 해주셨는데요. Could you introduce about the future of the city of Swanee?
Well, like I said, you know, we're always planning. Mm-hmm. I mentioned the Solis development, the Buford Highway development. And one of the new things coming up on the horizon, back in 2001, yes. Back to our planning, yes. We did a study, open space needs assessment study, mm-hmm. and people said they wanted parks and open space. So we did went out and did a $17.7 million bond referendum, and it passed 58% to 42%. And people voted to double their taxes to buy open space and green space. So in 2004, we opened up our town center park. Yes. And it's been thriving and doing great ever since. We've opened several other parks, Swanee Creek Park, Sims Lake Park, Playtown Swanee, just to name a couple of them, expanded our trails and done a lot of those things. And now we're getting ready to, our last piece of property that we bought from the bond referendum money is we're going to town center on Main. We're going to expand our town center park, connect it through across Buford Highway, through a tunnel, by the library there on the corner of Main Street and Swanee Dam.
Oh.
It'll be featured with a 1,000-foot bridge, about 18 feet wide, 20 feet above the ground. It'll come from the, it'll start there at the tunnel, and it'll ascend up to the peak of the property there to a terrace plaza where, you know, have quite a few opportunities to get together up there with development.
Wow.
There'll be open space there. We'll build some natural classrooms in there. Sandpit volleyball. We'll have waterfall, water features.
Wow.
So we're looking forward to that development. It's in the planning stages now. So that's one of the most exciting things we got going moving forward now.
Oh, okay.
Plus other developments are there that are coming in, but right now those are the first, you know, that's one of the big things on the block.
Oh, I see. 이제 스와니시 앞으로 어떻게 될 거냐고 여쭤봤더니 지금 그 타운센터 앞, 그러니까 시청 앞에 있는 공원을 지금 확대한다고 합니다. 그거를 비포드 하이웨이 건너편 쪽에 있는 옛날 그 올드타운이죠. 그쪽으로 이제 연결시켜서 확장시켜가지고 스와니 댐 로드 쪽으로 계속해서 이제 확장을 시켜 나가게 되는데 그렇게 되면은 앞으로 굉장히 많은 발전이 있을 것으로 예상이 되는데요. 걱정도 되는데요. I have a kind of concern. If we develop that kind of things, then what about the traffic issues?
Well, traffic issues, that's something that we're going to work on too. One of the things in this project, and I forgot to mention earlier, was that we're also going to realign Main Street.
Yes.
And we'll take it around behind our property and come out up there near the Shadowbrook intersection there. So that'll help clean up that intersection. Traffic is always going to be something that, you know, we don't really have the funds or the ability to really control that. Those are more on the state and federal level.
Oh, yes.
But we're doing what we can by making things walkable, creating the alternative ways to get around, whether it be bicycles or, you know, those different ways. And, you know, down the road, hopefully, with the things that are coming about through the state of Georgia, they passed the ATL legislation, which we'll be working on now to create that committee to help with the traffic issues and mobility of the county. In the spring, there'll be a referendum coming up, so we'll need to be looking at that as it gets closer. And trying to create ways to fund and create plans that, you know, how can we make it easier to travel in Swanee, Gwinnett County, in the state of Georgia. And I think the state has done good in the last few years with several pieces of legislation that are going to help us get there, hopefully.
오케이. 지금 이제 교통 문제가 발생할 텐데 어떻게 하실 거냐 여쭤봤는데요. 지금 이미 이제 이 도로 문제는 사실 시정부가 관여하는 부분이라기보다는 주정부나 카운티 정부 혹은 연방 정부에서 관여를 해야 되는 문제이기 때문에 예산 확보에 이렇게 어려움이 좀 있다는 사정을 얘기를 하셨고요. 지금 현재 스와니시에 필요한 도로들을 확충하기 위해서 여러 가지 아이디어들을 나온 상태입니다. 우회로를 만드는 방법이라든가. 그다음에 지금 그 도로를 확장하기 위한 재정을 확보하기 위해서 지금 법안도 준비하고 지금 여러 가지 추진하고 있는 사안들이 있다는 말씀해 주셨는데요. 그런 일들이 잘 진행이 돼서 교통 문제가 좀 덜한 스와니시에서 살았으면 좋겠어요. 우리 귀네 카운티가 워낙에 교통 문제가 지금 심각해진 상태여가지고 인구는 늘어나는데 약간 그렇습니다.
안녕하세요. 이상회계법인의 이상엽입니다. 30년 동안 애틀랜타 한인사회에 봉사한 역사와 경험을 바탕으로 여러분들의 세무 회계 관리와 재정 은퇴 계획을 상담해드리고 있습니다. 부자되세요.
Let's talk about the diversity issue. You know, everyone says in these days, you know, the Gwinnett County is kind of the model county of the diversity. And also I see in Swanee, city of Swanee, there are a lot of diverse communities in here. So what can you say about the diversity?
Well, it's a great thing, a great part of our community. I think in our 2010 census, 18% Asian, I think was the number. And it's great. Dr. Kaufman, from the president of the chamber, he says Gwinnett County is the 24th United States when you look at the population and the diversity there.
Oh, yes.
And, you know, as we look at that, you know, we have a great school system here in the Gwinnett County Public School System, and they've won the Broad Award twice. Each three grades in North Gwinnett High School have a great academic record on their education. And, you know, in the city of Swanee, we're working to create a quality of life so that, you know, with the education, the quality of life, and it's a community where people want to move to. And we're embracing that. We're looking for ways to incorporate everyone into the community. We want to create and generate a community, so it takes everybody working together. And I think over time, you know, it may not happen overnight, but I think we're moving in a good direction. And I think we're going to be able to achieve that, because I think we're trying to create a sense of community, and the things that we try to do in the city of Swanee and connected with the school systems and the churches and the other organizations and just people's neighborhoods and interests. I think we're working in that direction to get there. And it's exciting to me too, because together we were all stronger. So look forward to growing.
예. 다양성, 여러 다민족이 함께 이렇게 수완에 살고 있는 것에 대해서는 굉장히 긍정적으로 좀 생각하고 계시다고 하고, 수완이뿐만 아니라 국내 전체가 또 그런 곳이기 때문에. 그런데 사실은 이제 다민족이 살다 보면은 또 생각지 않은 문제도 있을 것 같아요. Before we enjoying our diversity, we have a little problem about the language barriers. How can you reach out to the kind of diverse communities?
Well, I didn't say it was going to be easy. And that is definitely the challenge, you know, with the different cultures here and the different people. There are so many different languages. And, you know, communication is going to be the key. I think first generation is probably going to be a little more difficult than the second generation, because they've been able to go through the school system and everybody's not only learned English, but, you know, just being friends and kids, you know, in the interest of children, they like to learn things from other people too. And so they're learning your language and Spanish and the different languages. So, and I think that's good, because, you know, it just increases everyone's awareness and knowledge and wisdom by the internet. And, you know, as we go forward, we just gotta figure out how to come up with that common language and a way to communicate till we can get there and you know, get all the details worked out. So I wished I had a good answer, or a definite answer, or a solid answer, or the answer. It would solve a lot of problems, but I think we're moving in a good direction. I think we're getting there.
Okay. What about initiating kind of some committee to help the translations, or
that would be good.
Voluntary committee?
I know in our city hall, you know, our staff is very diverse. We have people there that can supply, you know, translations and languages there in the city hall. Yes, creating opportunities to do that, it would be a challenge, but it could be done. And hopefully the community will rally together through the schools, the churches, and other organizations to help facilitate all this, so we can get past that language barrier and be able to communicate and work together and grow.
네, 지금 이제 언어 장벽에 대한 문제 때문에 힘들지 않겠느냐라는 질문을 드렸는데요. 그건 뭐 다양성을 지킨다라는 게 쉬운 건 아니다라고 이야기해 주셨고, 소통의 문제가 굉장히 중요한 이슈로 떠오를 것 같은데, 더 다양한 방법으로 소통의 기회를 찾아서 다양한 커뮤니티들과 이야기하도록 하시겠다는 얘기를 해주셨고요. Do you have some kind of demographic numbers about the Korean American community?
No, I don't really. And I apologize. I meant to get all those together, but I think the majority of our Asian population is Korean. And I think Council General made a comment one time. Of the 18%, we're about 20,000, so that'd be 3,600. So the biggest portion of that being Korean is probably 2,500 to 3,000 Korean living in Swanee, just in our city limits. And of course, there are many more around in the community, which is good.
Probably it'll be more than 2,000.
If you take unincorporated
yes.
area, yes, there's a lot more, yes.
I see. Would you give some advice or comments to Korean American community?
I guess my message would be just the same as I tell everybody else. They say, how do you get involved? Mm-hmm. Well, first of all, if you go to our website, there's ways to get on there through volunteering, through committees, through other works. Mm-hmm. But the quickest and easiest way is to go on our website, go down to the drop-down header, Engage, mm-hmm. and it gives you a chance to look at all the opportunities to get involved in the city limits of Swanee, in our community. We have other activities, the Citizen Police Academy. Mm-hmm. It gives you a chance to learn about the police department, yes. how things operate. It also talks about our courts, and it also talks about our city government and how the government works. Mm-hmm. So that gives you an opportunity to understand more there. And with the volunteering, and then down the road, there's other opportunities participating in our events and through during the entertainment, during Swanee Fest, and in different ways we can share in different cultural things there. Mm-hmm. I think that to me is kind of the way, we can put, as I tell everybody, yes. we can put the invitation out there, mm-hmm. but you've got to say yes.
Oh.
So it's equal to everyone.
Okay.
And no barriers on people saying, not being involved. Because everybody wants to be involved, but you've got to step up and participate.
네. 참여해라. 시 행정에 참여해라. 모든 분들한테 이미 초대장은 나가 있는 겁니다. 모든 분들 동등하게 기회가 있는 거니까 그냥 옆에서 지켜만 보지 마시고 시가 하는 일에 직접 참여하시면 이 얘기 들으셨지만 많은 것들이 가능합니다. 폴리스 아카데미라는 것도 있고, 여러 가지 참여할 수 있는 프로그램들이 많이 있으니까요. 네, 직접 나서주시면 되겠습니다.
학비 때문에 원하는 대학을 포기하신다고요?
장학금이나 학자금 재정 보조를 자녀에게 모두 맡기셨다고요?
아니요, 그러시면 안 되죠.
명쾌하고 유익한 정보를 드리는 리차드 명 AGM 대표가 속 시원하게
도와드립니다. AGM은 미국 2,900여 개 대학의 재정 보조 관련 데이터베이스를 기초한 실시간 분석 시스템과 자체 개발한 고객 관리 시스템을 활용하여 대학 학자금 부담을 덜어드립니다.
지금 전화하셔서 상담 받으세요. 877-212-0011
877-212-0011
I have met you several event venues. Mm-hmm. Actually, that was for the Korean War veterans. Is there any specific reason for you to participate on that event?
A couple of years ago, Sunny Park invited me mm-hmm. to the memorial yes. service. So I went to the Capitol, and I was very inspired. It was, I went back again this year because I thought it was a moving and very honorable ceremony. Mm-hmm. The appreciation and respect for the Americans, mm-hmm. Soldiers who helped South Korea fight for their freedom, was just incredible. And, for the Korean people to take time on July the 27th every year to recognize the surviving, servicemen and women, mm-hmm. To remember those who passed on, those who were wounded, mm-hmm. those missing in action, mm-hmm. and especially the 30,000 plus that died. 740 were Georgians.
Yes.
I just, while fighting for the Korean people to preserve their independence, I think is a great tribute to the appreciation mm-hmm. the Korean Americans and the South Korean people have for the American soldiers that fought and died for their freedom. And that's inexpressible. So, very moving.
Mm-hmm. Sure. When I met you the first time at Capitol, the Georgia Capitol, you were crying. I saw you crying.
Brings tears now.
Yeah. Do you have any Korean veterans in your family?
I had one uncle who was, he was in the Marines during the Korean War. I don't know if he went to Korea or not. Mm-hmm. I had a friend of mine whose father fought in Korea. He died years ago. Mm-hmm. But yes, there's been, through the years, I've had family and friends that who had people that fought there.
Have you been participated in any kind of wars before? Have you been a soldier before?
No. I was in college during the Vietnam conflict, and I had a student deferment, and then of course the did away with the draft, and the war ended, and so when I got out of college, I didn't go into the service.
So what makes you cry? Is that kind of the service spirit or the kind of patriotism?
I think it's just an emotion of respect and honor, and don't really know how to describe it.
Oh yes, yes. Yeah, indeed, I feel in the same way. You know.
I mean, and as I was talking to some people at the city hall, I think next year we'll probably have several people, because as I described the ceremony, they said that would be something that they'd like to attend also. And I said, that's great. And, you know, we may be able to take that and share it in some of our newsletter and so forth
oh, yes.
for the whole community.
Yeah,
because nobody knows about it, and I think it's really a great thing that the Korean people do. It's just, I was just taken back by it.
Thank you. 네. 여러분 기억나시는지 모르겠는데 한인 코리안 페스티벌이죠. 코리안 페스티벌을 스와니 시청 앞에 타운센터라는 시청 앞에서 저희가 2번을 한 적이 있어요. 이틀 동안 코리안 페스티벌 야외에서 했었는데 엄청나게 많은 분들이 와서 한인 문화를 접하고 가셨었는데 actually we had Korean festivals at the past time in front of the city hall.
Yes.
What are you gonna say about that?
Well, I mean, I'm saddened that it's not there anymore. I understand they have a new facility down in Norcross, and I was there for the opening year of the Korean festival there in Norcross. And but yes, it was always a good time to, for the Korean community to come together there in our town center and celebrate for the 2 days and the Korean festival. And it was always a good time, and I enjoyed it very much. It was a fun day.
Do we have Korean American staff members in City Hall?
I think we have one police officer who is Korean.
Oh, really?
Yes. I can't remember his name now. We have about 40 officers, so it's hard to keep all their names.
40 members.
40 police officers.
Police officers.
Yes.
Only 40 officers covering whole city of Sewani?
Yes.
Wow. Is there too much work for the police officers?
Too much work?
Yeah.
Not really. Sometimes they might say that.
It is amazing because only 40 police officers in Sewani, but the city of Sewani is very safe. We feel that all the time.
We're proud of that. Our chief was just elected chief, Georgia Association Chiefs of Police, Chief of the Year,
yes.
For the whole state. And he's done. He's been there about 20 years now. We hired him from the city of Rome. He came in. We're nationally certified police department.
Yes.
We're state certified. With that comes a high level of training and a certain amount of procedural things they have to follow to make sure that they're an effective and efficient police department. And so with that, you know, we're able to do a good job and keep our city safe.
자, 지금 우리 이제 스와니시가 경찰력이 40명밖에 안 되는데도 우리 시를 이렇게 안전하게 지키고 있고, 조지아 주 전체 그 경찰관 협회에서 또 올해의 경찰관으로 상까지 받았다고 하니까요. 스와니 정말 대단합니다. 진짜 it's really wonderful. We have best schools. We have best police officers. We have best city planners. Yeah.
I can't disagree.
Okay.
I agree 100%. Yeah. We have a great staff. Our city hall is well staffed. The police department, and we've got a council that works together. We have a common vision, and we just want to make sure we maintain a high quality of life here and keep it safe.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
연말연시 계속되는 유혹? 술? 그렇지. 그런데 진짜 문제는
음주운전?
40불 아끼려다 40년 빼앗긴다.
가려면 혼자 가세요. 준비가 아직 안 됐거든요.
음주운전은 하지 맙시다. 이상은 뉴스앤포스트의 공익 캠페인이었습니다.
Lastly, would you give us some comments, any kind of comments to encouraging us who are living in the city of Swanee?
Thanks again for the opportunity to be here and to share with you. Like I say, go to our website, swanee.com. We have everything posted there. We also have a newsletter, Swanee Connects, and you can get your name on that for other mailings. But it's online also. We got a ton of information through our website, talking about our budget, our police department, safety, upcoming events, and so forth. Everybody's contact information is there. And there's just a great opportunity to enjoy life in the city of Swanee.
네. 여러분들 다 들으셨지만 스와니가 이런 곳입니다. 네. 진짜 살기 정말 좋은 곳. 그리고 우리 가족들이 생활하기에 정말 좋은 곳. 아이들 키우기에 정말 좋은 곳. 편안하게 지낼 수 있고, 안전하게 지낼 수 있고, 교육 잘 돼 있고, 보안 잘 돼 있고, 또 주말마다 시청 앞에서 벌어지는 다양한 이벤트들이 이런 다양한 행사들에 대한 정보가 시청 홈페이지에 다 있습니다. 홈페이지에 꼭 들어가셔서 보시고 참여해 주시면 좋겠고요. 그리고 스와니시에 살고 있지 않은 분들 너무 부러워하지 마시고 이사 오시면 됩니다. 계속해서 새로운 집을 짓고 있습니다. 오시고 이렇게 훌륭하시고 착하신 시장님이 있으시니까요. 걱정하지 마시고 오십시오. Thank you very much, sir, about your time. And it is very good to share about what the city of Swanee is good for us.
Good. I enjoyed it very much. And look forward to we'll do it again.
Oh yes, sure. Next time we will talk about our future more. Okay, thank you so much, sir.
Very good. Thank you very much. Enjoyed it.